Hi. How's it going? Trying to get everything. We got done efficiently today. You got to give it to me and the editor. Got shit done real quick. Probably because my ass trying to go see some Oppenheimer, right? And I still got to make me some lineups too. And I don't know if you all have noticed. I've given away, I believe, 9 million tickets this week, and it takes a long time to build all those. I encourage you to go watch Showdown, Hoedown. If you missed the live stream, the replay is available on the YouTube. I think there's a real path to getting these guys. They're going out kind of early tomorrow, right? The tee times are really surprising. Look, the leaders go off at fucking 2:15, which would be 8:15 my time. My God, man. My God. They're going to be done early. We're moving up the fucking stream tomorrow, the Sunday Sweat, which, by the way, be there for the Sunday Sweat tomorrow. It'll be a good time. Watch golf. I think the Tour Junkies are coming on. They haven't gotten back to me. I'm a little nervous. I'm working on a contingency plan right now because I don't want to be doing the damn thing by my damn self. Anyways, I think that there is a very viable path to playing. I'll make a rule that every one of my lineups is gonna have one of these motherfuckers that goes off early. Whoever, one of them is gonna be Bobby Mack. You know I'm playing that piece of shit. I will mush him into oblivion to punish the donkeys. But I think the more important thing is what you do up top, right? I think you really want to be creative. I think there is a path to play Brian Harman if you think that he is going to go win this tournament, and if he shoots a -4 tomorrow with those 13 bonus points, he'll likely be in an optimal type lineup. But if he shoots a -1 or -2, especially without a lot of birdies, a lot like we saw Wyndham Clark at the U.S. Open, he will not be in an optimal lineup. There will be birdies had tomorrow, okay? And guys will be firing at pins. You can't hide them from these motherfathers. The other problem with old Brian Harman is he's only 8,500. And at 8,500, you got to really be convicted. It's going to take, because, people can play him and then still go play the other really good plays. Jason Day, John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, those guys, right? So if you're going to get different there, you might have to get pretty clever, right? If you're like, well, I'll play Victor Hovland. Nobody will think to do that. Bro, people are going to play Victor Hovland. That I fucking promise you, okay? Now, I don't think you need to get crazy and go start your lineup Scotty Scheffler, Brooks Koepka. Matter of fact, I think that's a really donkey dick build. I like either one of those guys independently, but never together, right? If your lineup starts Scheffler, Cam Smith, I admire the audacity, but man, what's your upside there? I just don't think that they can really get you enough position points to really be that cherry on top. I like either one of them individually, but together I don't. So what I really like doing is trying to get these guys that can backdoor you these top fives, right? Your Spieth is going to be low owned. Hatton, Wyndham Clark, Ricky Fowler, Xander Schauffele. Matter of fact, this whole range right here, this is just the fucking nuts range right here. This Spieth through Decky. I don't know who it's going to be, but one of those guys is going to have a monster Sunday. It's going to be a nuts play, okay? It could be multiple ones, but I know it will definitely be one of those 6. We'll break the fucking slate tomorrow. I just watched enough golf. I just know they're all right there in perfect stocking position to backdoor that top 5. And if I've seen a major, that's what these fuckers do. We always go look and say, he has 3 top 5 at majors. And we forget that they just fucking have a laser hot Sunday round and backdoor it, and they were assholes for the first 3 days, right? That's what we forget. So I think that there's some real equity there. Those guys are cheap, they're low owned, and they can break the slate. I like that range a lot. I don't know which one it is, and even if I did, I wouldn't fucking tell you because I don't give picks. From there, I think you got to ask yourself some questions. Do you really want your lineup starting off with Harman and Young? If you do, that's fine. But then I think that you automatically are out on people like Fleetwood and Rahm, right? I don't think you want to be stacking 4 guys that start in the top 10. At most, I think you want 3 guys that start in the top 10. Okay, maybe you could do 4 guys that maybe start up to T17. I'd be okay with that, but not 4 that start in the top, 7 places or whatever. I think that's just a really bad build. You're going to be too similar to everybody else. So there you go. That's the roster construction talk. We have our ownership in here, right? Still, we got the Tom Kim injury. He looked fine today. I'm not worried about it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't put it on there, right? We have our pivots, Cam Smith, Wyndham, Decky, Minwoo, and Corey Connors. They're just lower owned sandwiched between high owned guys. We have our high leverage guys. Those are guys that are showing up on my optimal more than they're being owned. Scotty Scheffler is showing up on my optimal something like 10% of the time. Yeah, he's only going to be 4% owned. That's my projections. Could be higher. People are getting a lot sharper at this shit. I'm sorry. It is largely my fault. Brooks, Hatton, Homa all fall into that camp. Guys that are showing up. Oh, and Ryan Fox. Arr, is that what the fox does? I think that's a wolf. But maybe Ryan Fox is a wolf. Do you ever think about that? Okay. And then we have our sleepers down here. Just some guys that kind of popped out to me on the model. So I color code them because not everybody's a genius at reading the model yet. So I try to give you a little color guidance. I'm not playing cash as almost always, but if I was, it would definitely be having some of these guys that I got colored in the dark green. We have our high upside guys. Those are guys that I think that could hit ceiling rounds. Especially, I love those guys that can hit a ceiling round at like a low ownership. That's the nuts, right? We have our ownership color coded and the actual numbers. Those are mine. I make those straight from my soul. We have our colored tee times. I still think that 8 to 10 is the perfect tee time, but you also got to ask yourself this. Is Scotty Scheffler even going to try tomorrow? Is Brooks Koepka even going to try tomorrow? Is Bryson DeChambeau even going to try tomorrow? And for the answer, inevitably, for one of those three, they're going to get off to a good start, and they're going to go have a laser-type round, right? But then the other two are just going to fucking quit. They're going to make 1 birdie, 4 bogeys, and they're just going to be fucking done with it. And it's like that lineup will be auto-dead because you ain't going to get there when you spend that much money on a guy that gets you 17 points, okay? We have their position on there, a new addition. You're welcome. Somebody suggested that. Guys, if you ever have suggestions about the stone, do it. But I will warn you, a lot of the suggestions you guys give are like so belligerently specific. Well, why don't you do this on this? And it's like, come on, guys. This is supposed to be a general tool for everybody. But like knowing where the positions are, that's really useful. So that one got in there. Thank you, guy who suggested that, who I don't even remember, but it was a good suggestion. We have their event score. We have their last round score. We got some, or they could, guys. They could never do good tomorrow. Or they could. We have the watch out guys. You know, they're coming off really big rounds that they're not likely to replicate. So just be careful. Doesn't mean they can't. It's just, you know, you just beware what you're signing up for, boy. That's all I'm saying. You know, I love the win equity. I don't think, you know, is it nice to have the winner? Yeah. Yeah, it is, Bob. Yeah, it is. But, you know, it's not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all, especially when one guy is so far out ahead of everybody, right? He's head and shoulders above everybody else. First time in his life that's ever been the case for old Brian Harms. We got our top 5. All right, guys, we go back to our top 5. That's such good points, man. If you didn't watch Showdown, Hoedown, you should. Talked about that. Good approach percentage, as always. Their strokes gained approach, that's just what you would see on data golf. And then their true approach is what it is when you take out those crazy good or crazy bad shots, right? Take out the outliers and just look at their median. How did they do on most of their shots? And you can see, right? And then the delta is just the difference in those two numbers, right? So a guy like Victor Hovland picked up 1.48 today, but his true approach was even better than that because he had one true asshole shot. So if you just take out that one asshole shot, he was legit the second best approach player in the field today. Pretty good stat, right? And then we have our short game regression. That's how likely they are. The better the grade, the more likely they are to bounce back. Scotty Scheffler was horrendous at short game today, which, you know, maybe we need to change the model because, like, he's always fucking terrible at it. Bad round regression is just how likely they are to bounce back from a bad round, and historical round 4 is how good they are at round 4 scoring. We have the putting series, which is the same as the approach series, all the same metrics. Just take out their outlier shots. We have projections, my point projections in there, and yes, things like weather are baked in. Upside is baked in. Some of these guys, they have higher ceilings but lower projections. So you got, there's my projections are getting better and better every week as I keep tweaking my system and making the projections more how I want them to be. I mean, you probably just tell how fucking quick I get them out. It used to take me like 4 hours to get projections out. Now we're getting them out usually in 90 minutes, right? So that's a sign that we're clearly getting better at making them the way that I want them to be made and to reflect what I think the scoring will be. And then lastly, we have price relationship here, which is how good their price is compared to FanDuel. That's it, you motherfathers. I got to go make lineups, and I'm going to go drop a fucking bomb on Hiroshima tonight. That's what I'm going to do. And you're not going to call me a communist after the war, you motherfathers, and take away my security clearance. I mean, he was probably a little bit of a communist. Let's be real. But at the same time, we might have been overreacting. It was the second Red Scare. Read a book. All right. Good luck tomorrow, guys. Let's have some fun. Be there for this right here, the Sunday Sweat. If you're not there, you don't love me. And I know that says 10:30, but we're moving it to 10. 10 o'clock, Lord's time zone. We'll see you there, motherfathers.